Your mind plays tricks on you all the time. How come one day you feel like you're on top of the world and the next you just feel like shit? Dear fellow citizens of the world, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nick. I'm a career coach, and on this channel, we talk about career mindset and personal growth. Today, we are trying to understand how your emotions always impact the way you think and prevent you from making clear decisions. So every week, I get to talk to people who share their experience with me of looking for a job and how depressing it gets at times. They try very hard to look for jobs. They reach out to people, but they get ghosted. They don't get any answers. So they feel down, they feel depressed, they start giving up, and they don't know where to turn. And their story sounds a little bit like this, and maybe you're experiencing the same. So imagine you are looking for a job right now. Let's say you send 10 to 15 applications per day. After a week or two, you start seeing some tractions, people responding, asking you more questions, even asking you for a phone screening interview. And a couple of weeks later, you finally secure a real interview when you need to prepare yourself. Now, the right thing to do would be to continue applying for more jobs, because at this point, you still haven't gotten anything. And this is the time when a lot of people kind of stop because they feel they've reached a milestone that tells them, good, you've made it. So now you can kind of chill and lay back a bit, but you can't. This is exactly the time when you have to keep pushing, because at this point in time, nothing has been done yet. So then you continue applying, and finally you get to that interview. You've prepared yourself. You feel like the interview went well. So in your mind, again, you feel like, I've reached another milestone. I'm getting closer to what I want, which is a job. You feel like it's coming closer. So again, you feel this sense of more relaxation, maybe complacency. Again, don't stop now, because at this point, you have nothing yet. You haven't signed any contract. So you need to keep applying. You keep applying, and in the back of your mind, you still feel like this interview is going to lead to something tangible. But a week passes, 2 weeks, and you hear nothing. You follow up with the recruiter, with the HR manager. You don't get any answers. Now you feel like, what did I do wrong? You start questioning everything about the situation, and consequently, everything about yourself. You start questioning your skills, your abilities, and even your luck. But ask yourself one thing: what exactly has changed since the beginning of your search and now? Has anything about you changed at all? Absolutely nothing. You started a process that in the beginning was fun, maybe. It was challenging, it was entertaining, it felt like full of possibilities. You started developing a routine, being disciplined about it, trying to get further and further in the process. And so you're still the same person. You reach a few milestones here and there, and you didn't get what you wanted. But look at where you are today. Nothing has changed at all in your world. You still are the same person with the same personality. You live in the same place. You have the same friends, same family. Nothing has changed. But why do you feel so aggravated and depressed by this whole situation? The fact is that now you've gone through the process and the cycle. You've added emotions to the whole process. You've invested yourself, you've committed yourself, and therefore it's not you looking at a situation from the outside. You are fully committed, you are fully involved in it. And this is why now it feels more depressing than a month, 2 months ago, because you're emotionally involved. You see, emotions now are playing tricks on you because they're making you look at the situation in a very, very different perspective. Your mind gets in a way and makes you believe that the negative results that you're getting right now are because of your actions. But it's not true. The negative results now are because of your perceptions. In your mind, you were expecting that you would apply to 100 jobs, you would get at least 20 interviews, and you would get 1 job. But in reality, it did not happen. And now it makes you question your ability to do things because you don't get the results you were expecting. So your perceptions are not matching with the reality. But in reality, your actions are moving you one step closer to your job. It's just that you don't see it quite yet. Now, the danger at this point is to give up. Truly feel that you haven't accomplished anything and you don't see any results, and you are tempted to stop. But if you stop right now, you are definitely confirming those lousy results. Because if you stop, there's no more action, there's no more momentum, and therefore no more results. So the key is to keep pushing forward at this point. Obviously, now is the time to use and sharpen new skills. Patience, resilience, and creativity. Patience, because you know you're not going to get a job after sending one application. Resilience, because the more you encounter obstacles, the more difficult it feels, the more you're pushing forward. And creativity, because if one way is not really working, you have to tweak it a bit. Maybe approaching your applications in a different way, contacting people with different messages, reaching out, following up. Different ways of doing things bring different results as well. So let me give you 3 tips to stop your mind from tricking you. The first one, you need to write down everything that you do every day. You need to understand how you use your time. You need to track your time, budget your time to know and make sure that you're not wasting time anyway. Because after a week, 2 weeks, a month, your perceptions, again, of what you've tried to do and the results might not be aligned at all. So if you believe that you spend 10 hours a day sending applications, but in reality, you spend only an hour per day, you don't see a lot of results, but your mind thinks, I put so much work and so much energy and nothing is happening. Actually, if you document what you do every day, you can see factually what you did. So you document every day, you track. But the most important part of this is, number 2, you look back each week at what you did. And the goal here is to track what you did, but keep you accountable for what you did. So you look back and you review weekly. I think Monday and Tuesday work very well, but I could see on Wednesday and Thursday, I hit a down, maybe a dip, and I could sense that my energy was going down. So I feel like on Saturday, I picked up a bit, but for next week, and this is important here, you use what you just did the previous week to make it better for the next week. So reviewing, tracking allows you to be accountable and to improve the process in the future. And number 3, when you do all this tracking, reviewing, analyzing, imagine yourself as a company. A company grows because they keep track of everything that they do. And at the same time, they are very flexible to their environment, to external situations. And you have to see yourself and your job search as such a process. You have a vision, you have a discipline to put into place, you have systems to respect, but they can be changed. They can be updated at any time if you feel like the course of action is not leading anywhere. And this is when your creativity comes into play, because you need to be resourceful and creative during a job search. Unfortunately, it's not as straightforward as some people think. I apply, I get an interview, I get a job. Now, you might be applying, but you also might be reaching out to people, promoting yourself on LinkedIn, writing more content on social media that allows recruiter to know you better. So by changing the course of action, you determine the results. So what are the 3 takeaways from today's video? Number 1, your mind can never be trusted. Emotions, subjectivity, everything that clouds your factual reasoning comes from your mind. So number 2, you need some clear reference points. And these reference points come from tracking what you do, creating systems, reviewing all the process to make sure that objectively, factually, you can see where your input, your work went. And in this case, the results are a direct consequence from the input. But because you keep it down, you know it's objectively written somewhere, your emotions don't cloud your judgment. And number 3, you need to train your mind just like you train a muscle. Nothing's going to happen easily in life. You need to become resilient. You need to become patient. And these things take time to develop and to master. So the more you go through processes like these, the stronger you get. So remember, when was the last time you lost complete faith in your skills, in your abilities, and in yourself? And what did you do to put that low self-esteem behind you? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss 2 new videos each week about career mindset and personal growth, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again in our next video.